Hello everyone and welcome to Test Prep by InsideIIM. Well, CAT 2022 notification and registration form is finally out, and in today's video, we'll have a detailed discussion about how to fill the form. Before we delve into the form filling process, let's take a quick glance at the important dates every CAT aspirant must know. The CAT registration process started on 3rd August 2022 at 10 a.m. and this is going to continue till 14 September. The admit cards will be released on 27th October and the exam date would be 27th November. As per the CAT 2022 notification, the results will be tentatively announced in the second week of January 2023. Before you start the registration process, there are some important documents that you need to keep handy in order to avoid any last-minute hassle. Let's take a look at what these documents are. The first thing which you will need is a photograph. The photograph should not be more than 6 months old. Also, please take into account the dimensions, format, and file size required for submitting your photograph. Ensure that you affix the same photograph on your CAT form also. With respect to the signature, please note the file size, dimensions, and format required for submission. As per your category, please keep handy the required certificates as prescribed on the CAT 2022 official website. Self-attest the documents and scan it, and make sure that the scanned copy is in PDF format. Apart from these documents, ensure that you have the 10th, 12th graduation, and if you have done any master's or professional qualification, then your mark sheets of those exams as well. As per the CAT 2022 notification, your full-time work experience after graduation until 31st July 2022 will be counted. Lastly, the details of the mode which you would use to make the payment would be needed. Once all these documents are in place, we can begin the form filling process right away. So now we are on the main website of CAT 2022, that is IIM CAT. Once you open the website, you'll see the important dates. And as you scroll down, you will see some important links. You can check the CAT 2022 information bulletin, CAT 2022 eligibility, and the selection process of IIMs to know the important information. You can also have a quick tour to the registration guide and the registration video. The next important thing here is the certificates. They have given the category and disability certificates here. Ensure that you go through this if it is applicable to you. Now, you need to register firstly by clicking on this first box. Later on, if you have to log in again, maybe to make some corrections, then you will have to log in by clicking on the second box here. As you click on the new candidate registration, we can see the progress bar here, and then comes up a pop-up. We can see the recommended browser for form filling. You can use any of these. Next, what we have here is the privacy note. Moving ahead, we have the important notes here. Please make sure to go through all of it. The most important point here is the point number 2. Candidate will receive the user ID and password on the registered email address and or on the registered mobile number. Overseas candidate will receive both the user ID and password on the registered email address. Ensure that you have the same email address and mobile number throughout, and please don't change it till your admission process gets over. As we move ahead, the first detail required is your name. Please make sure to enter your name as it appears in your 10th or SSC certificate. Next, we have the date of birth, email address. Then you'll have to confirm your email address. Then you have been asked the country, the mobile number, and then you will have to confirm your mobile number here. So the OTP will be sent to this particular mobile number that you have entered. Let's fill in all these details and move to the next page. After completing the registration process, you will be sent the username and password on your registered email ID, which you can use to log in. Once you do that, you will see this window, and now you need to click on Go to Application. Once the CAT 2022 application page opens, we can see the 6 sections here: personal details, academics, work experience, programs, test city, payment. In the personal details tab, we need to fill in the name, candidate's first name, candidate's middle name, candidate's last name, etc. And then you are asked the date of birth, gender, nationality, category, etc. Then you're asked about the first COVID vaccination date as well and the second COVID vaccination date. Going ahead, you need to fill in the communication address. Your primary email address is already here. You also need to fill in an emergency mobile number. Going ahead, this is the most important section, that is wherein you need to upload your documents. So please make sure to read this note before you upload your documents. After you have checked the specifications, please upload the scanned copy of passport size photograph and signature. So we'll click here to upload. We have two tabs over here. One is for photograph and the other is for signature. You can use both the tabs to upload both the documents.
So after the personal details tab, now we are on the academics tab, and this is where most of the students have queries simply because different boards or universities have different ways of awarding marks. If you have been awarded marks in the form of numbers in your report card, then there's no problem. You just need to take the sum total of all your subjects and divide it by the total marks. But in case you have grades or GPA, you have to use the conversion formula, which is given by your own university or board. And that is what the note says here. Now we have been asked the SSC 10th equivalent details over here. So you'll have to enter the equivalent board name, the month and year of completion, the maximum marks, and the total marks obtained, and finally the aggregate percentage. Next, we have the HSC 12th equivalent diploma course details. So you'll have to choose the course type, 12th or equivalent board name, the month and year of completion, discipline, maximum marks, total marks obtained, and finally the aggregate percentage. Finally, you'll have to enter the bachelor's degree details. So there are two kinds of students. The first one is someone who is in the final year and would be taking CAT 2022. And the second one is someone who has graduated in the past and would be taking CAT 22. Supposedly, if you are in the final year, then you'll have to tick on yes. And then let's go through the required fields over here. So you'll have to enter the total duration of your degree, the current semester you are in, the type of university, state, union territory of university, university or institution's name of the college, degree name, discipline, then graduation stream, that is engineering or non-engineering, month and year of course commencement, probable month and year of course completion, and finally the marks or percentage awarded by the university. Now, if you are a final year student, then you'll have to enter the marks which you have received up till the last semester. If you are undergoing a dual or 5-year integrated course, you'll have to choose the option accordingly. Now, if you have an integrated program which also has a master's degree, you can enter the details in the master's degree over here. Other than this, if you also have professional degree, you can choose the options and enter it. Supposedly, if you are a CA, then you'll have to put in all your details over here. So let's fill in all the details and meet on the next page, that is of work experience.
Now, after the academics tab, we have the work experience tab. So if you have any work experience, you'll have to enter the details here. Before we go ahead, let's read the note here. Now, supposedly if you are working in the automobiles industry, you'll have to enter the date when you had started working in the particular job, the end date, and if you're still working in the job, you can enter 31st July 2022 as the end date. According to that, the system will auto-calculate the number of working days. If you have entered into multiple industries, you can choose that and fill in the details accordingly. If the industry you're working in is not mentioned here, you can choose the others option and enter the details. And let's move on to the next page, that is of programs. Now on the programs page, it is highly advisable that you choose all the options so that you have enough options in hand. After you have chosen the options, you'll have to select the interview city as per your preference.
Now, after the programs tab, we have here the test city tab. Let's go through the note firstly. Applicant can select any 6 test cities as per preference from the drop-down menu. After the last date of registration, one among the 6 preferred test cities will be allotted. In rare case, if an applicant is not allotted to any of the preferred test cities, applicant will be allotted to a nearby test. So make sure that you're choosing the preferred test city on the basis of your comfort and accessibility. After you're done choosing the 6 cities, Let's save this and move on to the next phase, that is of payment. As you come onto this page, you can see the candidate's name and the applicable registration fee. As you move down, you can choose either of the payment modes to make the payment. Now finally, before you submit the CAT registration form, make use of the preview button and go through the entire form once again. Make sure that there are no mistakes, and if there are any mistakes, correct it with the right information. Once you're done with that, click on the submit button and you're done with the CAT registration process. Now, before we end this video, let's talk about the errors which are to be avoided while filling CAT 22 form. Candidate's name should be entered as it appears in the 10th SSC certificate. Enter your personal details correctly. The conversion to percentage of marks would be based on the procedure as certified by the respective board, university, or institution. In case of absence of a specific conversion formula, use the general rule of conversion. The total marks of all the subjects would be considered for 10th, 12th, or equivalent examination. Only full-time paid experience after your graduation until 31st July 2022 would be considered. And finally, make sure to apply to all the IIMs and the available courses. Make the best use of the time you have in hand and crack the CAT. To know all the important details about CAT 2022, check out InsideIIM.com. The link to that is in the description below. Also, if you want to check your preparation level, please check out our free mini mock tests. The link to that is also in the description below. Work hard and make it to the B school of your dreams. All the best.